So today is talking about Reiki, and that's following on from the chakras that we spoke about yesterday. So yeah, the chakras, we spoke about them. We spoke about how if they're imbalanced, then that affects our well-being, and that affects how we make our health, our mental health, physical health and spiritual health manifest itself. So looking at the life force energy, this is what helps us with our chakras and our balancing of them. Hello Sarah, nice for you to join us. Hopefully the internet's working. I had a little message to say it wasn't fully working, so good, yeah, brilliant, glad you can hear me. That's a thumbs up. So I've only just started. I'm just talking about yesterday, we spoke about the chakras and how if they're imbalanced then that affects our well-being. And so we're looking at how we can help rebalance those chakras, and Reiki is one of those methods. So looking at how they get imbalanced in the first place is really like day-to-day life experiences that we go through, trauma, just challenges that kind of knocks us back and weakens our ability to keep those chakras spinning. So that's when they manifest into various health problems, whether it be spiritual, physical or mental. So looking at now, what is Reiki? So there's different kind of ways of describing Reiki. It can be a spiritual meaning for some people, but it doesn't have to be spiritual. It can be as simple as just a basic form of healing. It's sharing an energy. So Reiki is a universal life force energy that is part of the whole universe, and it's just transferring that energy into our crown chakra, through our body, into our hands and out to share that with somebody else, and then rebalancing their energy. So it's like actually being a portal, and we're actually using that energy to then transfer to somebody else. So it originates from Japan and it's well known all over the world. It's very more recognised today, even though some people are familiar with it. So hopefully this video will reach the people that aren't familiar with it. So can anybody do Reiki? Well, I believe that everybody's got the ability to heal. We've all got a natural ability to heal, but it's not awakened. And so Reiki is a process where we can have an attunement, and that attunement kind of awakens our ability to heal. It's kind of like an on and off switch. So this attunement is our on switch, and this is only done by a Reiki master. So the Reiki that I practice is called Usui Reiki, and that's generally the basic type of Reiki that people practice to start off with, and then they can go in different directions. There's angelic Reiki, and then there's also, I don't know, Kundalini Reiki, angelic. I'm sure there's lots and many more that you can focus on, and they've got different energies to them. So I'm sure we can look at that further down the line once I do know more about those different types of Reiki. But today we're talking about Usui Reiki, and Usui is a person who it originated from. I don't know the history off the top of my head, but it's something where he practiced over time to meditate in his own confinement. I kind of describe it like the 40 days and 40 nights, what's kind of in the Bible. And it's like a cleansing process, detoxing, and looking at the whole body system to kind of then be able to be cleansed and ready to work with other people. So like I said, some people and all people have the ability to heal, but to do Usui Reiki as such, you do need to be attuned, and that's done by a Reiki master. So Reiki itself is good for physical, emotional and mental well-being, and it provides really wonderful results. So I'm going to talk a bit later about some testimonials that I've got. I'll share those with you about how people have experienced with me and how it benefited them. So Reiki in action. So I've been attuned you start off with a level 1. So level 1 is a lot about self-healing. It's a lot about learning about yourself, and it's about releasing that negativity from yourself so that you can be able to then work on other people when you progress onto level 2. Level 2 is the point where you learn symbols, and I know there's different symbols for different practices of who teach Reiki, but there is 3 main symbols that you learn on Reiki 2. We've got Shukure. I've not got pictures because I know they are personal to some practitioners. We've got Sehiki, and we've got Honsho Se Shozen. Okay, so each of those, the Shukure is a physical symbol that we learn. It's kind of like a Chinese symbol, kind of Mandarin, the way it's done. And the Shukure, you learn this symbol, and then it's like a visualization that you use when you mentally, that you use when you actually practice in the therapy. So it focuses on, it's got quite a strong energy to it. That's why it focuses on the physical aspects. So I would tend to use that if I was working on someone who maybe had back pain or headache, because the strength of that symbol enhances my ability to provide Reiki. Then we've got the Sehiki, which is the emotional symbol. It's a lot more gentler, and I will tend to use this maybe after I've got to know someone a couple of times, but sometimes if I'm drawn to someone and I feel the heart needs a lot of healing, a lot of emotional past hurts and things, I would work on that. But by actually working with that, it can open and release the person to their negativity. So it could create an emotional outburst. Not that I've actually had anyone that happens to anybody, but it is, even though it's gentle, it has to release what's there so that they can heal. And then we've got the Honsho Se Shozen, which is the distance healing. Distance healing means that we can send healing across the world, the universe, the same room, time, space, and it means that we can reach further people with greater ability. So this is, if you've ever heard, some people have like distance healing on Facebook. You might have received that. It might not have been called Reiki, because you can still do distance healing. It's all a lot to do with the mind and the thought process, and if you're sending those thoughts to names and faces, then it can reach far to many people. So when I'm actually doing Reiki, I mentioned yesterday we had 7 main chakras, but actually we've got more than 7. So in the palms of our hands, we've got chakras here. So I have a little routine where I kind of put my hands up to the universe, and I have a little mental kind of note of what I'm going to say to the universe, just to kind of get the universe understanding of my mind, knowing that I'm going to be working and doing Reiki, and I can feel those chakras opening. I kind of also open up and say thank you to my angels and my guides for coming supporting me. Do a protection as well around myself to make sure that the energy that I do transfer is obviously not going to affect me and my state as well. Make sure that I'm grounded and that I'm connected to the earth, because obviously I'm working in somebody else's very personal energy space. So yeah, so when I'm visualising doing the Reiki, it kind of comes in from the top of my head, visualise it from here. So the symbol can be used or it cannot be used, it depends how you feel. And the symbol comes down through your head, I visualise it going through my arms, into my hands, and then I place that onto a person. I scan the body, not always scan, sometimes I use my intuition, my third eye, and go where I feel drawn to working. When I'm scanning the body with my hands, I'm looking for areas and weaknesses in the aura. I'm looking where I need to work. But also, I will have done a health consultation before that. So the people that I work with can share with me areas of concerns where they want me to focus on. And I tailor that experience for them. So while I'm working on the person doing Reiki, there is hand movements and hand placements along the body where you can work, but everyone works in a different way. And I don't touch a person. I'm hands above the person, above the body, where other practitioners might actually touch you. So it depends. It's very individual. If I am going to touch you, then I would ask your permission first. But that's my personal way of doing it, and that's how I've been taught by my Reiki master in the past. So when I'm actually working on the body, I go into like a meditation, deep meditation. I'm relaxed. I've got music playing, and I focus into that person, their aura, their energy, and I pick up where they might need healing. So to me, that feels different for every person that I work with. No therapy is ever the same. It feels like tingling in my hands. I get sharp pains going up my arms. I've got temperature changes going on. But also, I'm meditating at the same time, so I'm picking up messages that might be important for that person with their well-being and how to help them with self-care once they leave that room. So I do ask the person if they do want to receive messages, and if they're happy to, I share that with them. So it could be an insight into, okay, I feel like you need to maybe drink more water, you need to avoid certain foods. It might be that your body needs to slow down. So it's really individual what I say. I'm trying to think of some more examples. Other information, I can actually feel, I'm very much an empath, and I feel that person and their experiences. So I can give an overview of what's happening in your life. So last week was a really good example. A lady that I've not seen for quite a while came to the Reiki show that I was part of, and she, I gave a treatment to her, and I picked up feelings, what was going on with her. I'm not going into too much detail because it is obviously confidential what I experienced, but feelings about a situation where I found she didn't have that feeling there that she should have had, and she was a bit like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel, just going through the motions of this experience. But I also picked up on visuals of things that were happening in that day for her, and what was going to happen the next day. So it is, in that sense, it was a little bit more spiritual in what the feedback again. But again, that's part of the healing process. It comes in different ways. So I'm tuning in with my intuition, I'm tuning in with her energy, and I'm tuning in with the universe to help her heal in different ways. So while I'm doing this, usually lied under a lovely blanket, a lovely cuddly blanket, and it's time to relax, it's time to be tranquil, time to take time out for yourself. Remember, every day is your birthday, and even if it is that you need to go to sleep, this is the opportunity for you to do that. The healing still happens no matter what you're doing. Healing works in mysterious ways. So the individual can feel different things. So in this case, it could be that you're visualising different colours, and those colours that you're visualising are healing. So I know personally when I had Reiki last week, I experienced, I could feel the energy moving up my spine. So the energy was going up my chakras and getting that rotation going again. So it was that activation that needed to trigger and get them back into gear so that they were fully operating. I also saw colours, yellow and orange, which was my sacral and my solar plexus chakra. And some of the feedback that I got about me was that my digestive system needed some tender loving care, which was really accurate, because I have been feeling very tender in my stomach area, and I think my diet needs to be changed. So that was what I was feeling. So let me give some more examples of things. So tingling in my fingers, I feel that. I said I felt emotions. But the person in general is different. They might feel more pain as it's being released. You might not feel anything at all. It doesn't have to be that you're expecting anything to happen. Okay, so some of the health benefits of Reiki, not necessarily health, but the whole system, because Reiki treats the whole body. So it's deep relaxation, de-stresses the body, it's accelerating your healing process, so it's activating your self-healing, your ability to heal. By balancing those chakras, you're getting the body into a natural state. Removing energy blocks, so anything negativity that you picked up along the day from other people, be cleared away. So removing the body with toxins again, so that's cleansing it. And it's just building that immune system back up again, so you can deal with what all we come into contact with throughout the day. It's developing your growth and your personal development, and it's giving you that clarity. You're relaxed and your heart's healed, then the rest of your body is intact as well, and you can have more clarity and able to make decisions more clearly and see things with see the bigger picture. So I'm just going to go last little bit now. We're just going to talk about a testimonial, and I do work with them as well. I've worked with 2-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 10-year-olds. But obviously, parents might not understand that children can receive healing as well, and so can animals. Everything has got an energy, so we can work with that energy. So I'll read this testimonial to you. Okay, sorry, I'm on reflexology, that's tomorrow. I'm ahead of myself there. Let me just find a Reiki one. Okay, it's quite a long one. So, we cannot recommend highly enough to anyone the skills and kindness of Louise. She does make you feel very comfortable, and she really does care for you. When I first went to Louise, it was for Reiki and a massage, and I had a lot of pain in my right arm, and having 2 small children, was not able to pick them up. And she did a beautiful massage and some soft touches which helped a lot. So a bit of massage in there. The Reiki part was really amazing, so much. The healing energy, and the best part was when the first time that she'd had it, experienced it with me. Where Louise was telling me what she saw and what she felt. It was such an open eye experience. I was so amazed that I told my husband about it. Since then, I've been bringing my husband, my 4-year-old boy, and my nearly new 2-year-old. So the whole family came to visit me. My boy was so excited, and Louise has helped him a lot. And has not only helped him heal with her beautiful energy, but has given lots of advice to him. Once a month we're having a treat to ourselves with her, and wish everyone could get the opportunity to meet Louise and work with her, because anyone can feel and get the benefits from her unique skills. So that's a family that I've worked with recently. And I find people don't always need to come all the time to me. They come when they need the healing. So they had like a 3-month period where I saw them on a regular basis. And I feel I've done what I needed to do for now. They're on a path of their own, and so they'll come back if they need to, or they'll move on and they'll have healing from somebody else. So it's taking that, sharing that healing with other practitioners and other kind of professionals that do other therapies, and knowing that you participate in a little part